I'm Eric Nason with Newsshooter.com. We're here at Cine Gear Expo 2017, and I'm at the Canon booth, a very busy Canon booth, with Paul. Paul, what's your title here at Canon?
Hi Eric, my name is Paul Hawkshurst, and I am the Professional Market Specialist for Canon.
Fantastic. So the booth is hopping. It's crazy over here.
Yeah, it's been really busy. I think this is the first public showing of the C200, so obviously people really want to see it. But I've been to Cine Gear for quite a few years, and this is the busiest I've seen the Canon booth, so it's exciting.
Fantastic. So our readers are really interested in the touchscreen for the new C200. So why don't we just give it to them? Why don't you walk us through how well it works and do a little demo, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great because this is the first in the Cinema EOS line that we have a touchscreen for the dual pixel autofocus. But right away, we have the screen comes with the camera, or unless you buy the B model, that then you can buy it separately. But basically, it's a very basic touchscreen. You turn your dual pixel autofocus on, same as your C300 Mark II, and you touch the screen, and now the box will move anywhere in that 80% area. Same thing as with the C300 Mark II, except you had to use the joystick on the camera and to move the box around. But now we can tap where we want to go. Pretty simple, pretty basic, use of it, but I think it's really functional.
And it has the same performance that you were getting with the C300 Mark II, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So definitely, I kind of see the C300 Mark II was really kind of reached like almost the apotheosis of our, this original C300 when we added the dual pixel autofocus and the C100 level. Those were kind of the testing grounds. Now the C300 Mark II really kind of hit the level where the autofocus is working really, really well. And so we just carried it directly into here.
Now, when you're using the touch screen, you were also showing me earlier how you can kind of zoom around. Show me a little bit more of the functionality.
Yeah, absolutely. So one other function of the touch screen, which actually I hope people find out because it's something that took us a little while to actually figure out, was that you can go magnify and use it to move the magnification. So I'm going to hit my magnification preset button, and I'm going to pop into magnification, and now I can actually touch the screen and move around my magnification area, and you can see the orange box is what I'm looking at. But yeah, I think that's a pretty handy little feature there.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, especially if you're already interfacing with the touchscreen, you don't have to go back and use the little joystick on the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And how about the slip focusing when you're able to use the touchscreen? Can you use just tap one item and then tap the other item and vice versa?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing about with the face priority, so it uses the same face priority as the C300 Mark II. And this time we can turn that on, and you have multiple faces light up, and you can actually go, instead of having to use the joystick to bounce back and forth, I can touch the face back and forth, which is who I want to focus on.
Is this a feature that a lot of users were asking from Canon to incorporate in the cameras?
I think, honestly, since day one of dual pixel autofocus, as soon as people saw the box on the screen, they were like, why can't we touch the screen? And the big thing, too, is also we have it included in a lot of our still cameras. A lot of our EOS camera systems already use the touchscreen. So it was a natural progression that we should carry it over, so I'm glad it made it.
Fantastic. And how about any new features maybe coming to the touchscreen? I mean, obviously it's the first iteration of it. Are we going to see any more advances of the abilities of the touchscreen?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. There's no solid information, but they're always working on something.
Paul, are there any specific lenses that work best with the dual pixel autofocus in the touchscreen?
Yeah, that's a good question. So just like on the C300 Mark II, pretty much the entire line of Canon lenses, the L series, STM lenses, whatever, anything that has focus motors in them is going to work, but definitely some lenses are going to work better. Like your 85 1.2 is not going to work as efficiently as say 16 to 35 Type 3. But definitely I think the ones that are kind of really the best right now are going to be these compact servos. These compact servos were designed for full servo functionality across the board, so they really took time to tune those focus motors, and really put them on there, and you're blazing away with that focus.
All right, Paul. Well, thank you very much. Anything you want to add to what we haven't talked about with the dual pixel autofocus touchscrreen?
Not really. I think with the touchscreen though is that it really makes the single shooter, the solo shooter, it just adds, makes it a little bit easier for them. Dual pixel autofocus I see as being great for that single shooter, but having to use the joystick to move the box around was made it a little bit cumbersome. But now this is just a much better version.
Yeah, dual pixel autofocus is basically one of the top features of the Canon lineup, and any of the cinema cameras, it's really something that nobody else has, and to be able to have the touchscreen too, it adds a lot of value to the camera, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The dual pixel autofocus was, for me, I mean, always autofocus was a really bad word in the industry. And this was the first time when we realized, like, oh, this works, and we can actually use it. And yeah.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it. And get back to this crazy busy Canon booth, right? All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.